Hello everyone, welcome to Borthakur's IAS Academy. So I am here to discuss about the highlights of the economic survey of this year. But the chief economic advisor announced that there will be no economic survey this year as 2024 is an election year. We will see the economic advancements and economic developments in the last decade. Okay. So Department of Economic Affairs, a very important MCQs in your prelims which they can ask. The Department of Economic Affairs released a report highlighting the government's achievements over the past decade. That is very much important. Who publishes the economic survey? The Department of the Economic Affairs. It is very much important and it has been asked in repeatedly in last year's UPSC or APSC prelims MCQs examination. Okay. So now the first point what we'll be discussing is, despite global economic struggles, as we all know, due to various kinds of global tensions, with growth rates barely surpassing 3%, India's gross domestic product GDP is projected to exceed 7.2% in financial year 2024, which is very much important. In spite of so much of global tensions, the GDP is projected to exceed 7.2% in fiscal year 2024. This marks the third consecutive year, very important. This marks the third consecutive year of the Indian economy growing by more than 7%. Please note it down. It's for your mains examination also. The last decade witnessed a steady growth in the Indian economy attributed to increased public sector investment, a robust financial sector and strong non-food credit expansion. So we can see that the Indian economy is growing over the last decade. This is very much important. Then very important, India has positioned itself as the world's third largest fintech economy. Fintech economy. Very much important. This term, fintech economy term, you have to know it. Trailing only the US and the UK. Okay, it is behind the US and the UK. Furthermore, it has surpassed Hong Kong to claim the fourth spot in global stock markets, which is very much important. This achievement is attributed to both domestic and international investor interest, coupled with sustained IPO activity. That is very much important. Initial public offering activities. That is the reason behind which the Indian economy has been able to shift itself to a different stage as of now. The implementation of the PM Jan Dhan Yojana, very important. The policy which was being set by Honorable Prime Minister of India. The implementation of the PM Jan Dhan Yojana has significantly increased the percentage of women with bank accounts rising from 53%. These percentages are very much important for your prelims as for your mains examination. They can also ask you in your Viva questions also. From 53% in 2015-16 to an impressive 78.6% in 2019 to 2021, which is very much outstanding. The female labor force participation rate LFPR has experienced substantial growth, escalating from 23.3%. Very important, in 17-18 to 37% in 22-23. Initiatives like, very important initiatives, please note it down. These initiatives, they can give you in your MCQs or they can give you in your mains examination, like Skill India Mission. Please read on the Skill India Mission. Startup India, Stand Up India have contributed to increasing female participation in human capital formation, which is very much important. The basic thing of Jan Dhan Yojana, the basic crux or the basic funda of the Jan Dhan Yojana was financial inclusion. And then we are very much proud with women participation and their rates increasing day by day and the outstanding performance done by the government in the last decade. Okay. In higher education, the female gross enrollment ratio has quadrupled from 6.7% to 27.9% in financial year 2021. Very interesting. While the overall GER, gross enrollment ratio, has more than doubled from 24.5% to 58.2% between FY05 and financial year 2022. Micro, medium and small enterprises, MSME is what we say, okay, are also displaying increased dynamism thanks to supportive government measures as outlined in the report. So overall you can see that there is a increase in female gross enrollment. So this is very much important. Women inclusion in the economy, women capital formation, and these all important schemes which the government is taking is for the benefit of all the sections of society, and women's participation is seen on a very positive note by the government. That is the reason we have come a long way ahead from the others of the economies. Very important now, the adoption of goods and services tax, GST, as you all know, coupled with the unification of domestic market, which has reduced various kinds of indirect taxes and enhanced production incentives, has bolstered economic efficiency, leading to subsequent reduction in logistic cost. Because we have got one goods and services tax, there are no any kind of hidden taxes. There is a unified tax system or tax mechanism in the country. That is the reason behind which this kind of subsequent reduction in logistic cost and unification of the economy has been observed. So this is very important, and this was the highlight of the last decade, as this 2024 is an election year. So this important terminology or the important percentages and the important aspects you have to remember for your prelims as well as for your mains examination. Clear? Now we come to what is the importance of economic survey. Very important. The economic survey brings attention to the patterns of the country and simplifies the comprehension of how funds are gathered and distributed in the union budget. Clear? Within the survey, there is an examination of patterns in things like infrastructure, jobs, money availability, prices, imports, exports, foreign reserves, etc., which have an impact on the budget. So, economic survey, it is like a survey which will have an impact on the budget, survey of everything which are being mentioned here and many more other things which will have a big impact on the budget which the government of India releases every year. The economic survey holds a significance across different stages of UPSC as well as your APSC civil service examinations. For example, prelims, mains and interview. Prelims, mains and interview, it will hold a very important significance. Economic survey, see, economic survey coupled with union budget is very much important for your prelims, mains as well as for your viva examinations also. For the prelims perspective, in the prelims test, the economic survey content is directly asked. The economic survey content is directly asked, as well as the content of the budget is being directly asked. Direct questions they will put forward it to you regarding the percentages, regarding the years, regarding the figures. So you have to learn and memorize the figures and important concepts like Jan Dhan Yojana, Skill India, Startup India. These kind of concepts they can ask you in your prelims examination also. See, very important observation. Roughly half of the 15 to 20 economics related questions in the UPSC prelims or APSC prelims test pertain to information from the Economic Survey of India, which is very much important. Next, we come to the mains. For the mains exam, including the GS papers, covering topics like polity, society, social issues, economic development, as well as the essay paper, incorporating of data, very important, please note it very well, incorporating of data, facts, figures and statistics from the economic survey as well as from the budget, can enhance scores. You will get good marks if you can give the figures, percentages, the years, etc. Can enhance scores. Responses can also integrate analyzed issues and recommended reforms. For those with economics as their optional subject, this information is especially valuable for paper 1. But since we do not have in the case of APSC optional papers, but still economic survey holds a very much important in your prelims, mains as well as viva examination also, including the budget. In the interview, that is the viva, during the personality test, candidates can draw upon data and analysis from the economic survey, when addressing interview questions. So when they will be asking you questions regarding any kind of economic topics, suppose you are from an economic background or you like economics, if they happen to ask you some questions from the economic survey, you will be able to answer it if you read properly the economic survey as well as the budget. So these two things, these two important documents of the government of India is very much important for your civil service examination, and for your economics paper also it is very much important. So do not skip economic survey and budget, try to read it very well. Thank you very much. Wishing you all the very best for your upcoming prelims, mains and the viva examinations. Subscribe to Borthakur's IAS Academy's official YouTube channel and join my classes. Jai Hind.